I'm chairman of the Suquamish tribe and also president of affiliated tribes of Northwest Indians. Our way of life is at stake. Of course, we've been relying on Puget Sound and Salish Sea for our subsistence and our culture and spirituality and our way of life for thousands of years. So not only did it feed our bodies, but it feeds our spirit, and also allowed us to be economically independent and able to trade with our neighbors, and also provide the resources we needed to support our ceremonial structure, our social structure, our residents in our winter houses. Chief Seattle signed the Treaty of Point Elliott on behalf of the Suquamish tribe in 1855. And in that treaty, we gave up title to our lands that we've occupied for thousands of years. In exchange for that, we agreed to move to this reservation, the Port Madison Indian Reservation, which was established by treaty. And we also reserved certain rights for hunting, fishing, gathering, and also other guarantees such as education and health care. Although the treaty rights existed, once the treaty was signed and ratified by Congress, they were never honored. And so in the 1960s, tribal leaders realized that the salmon was being mismanaged by the state, and they were also being denied access to harvest in the traditional way. And in the treaty it says the tribes agreed to move to the reservations, but were allowed to fish in their usual and accustomed fishing areas. And those are the exact words, usual and accustomed, or UNA. So the tribes were saying, well, we should be able to fish where we've always fished. And it wasn't only on the reservation. We traveled as far north as the Fraser River to harvest salmon. So it was important for the tribes to do that. Well, the state said, no, you have to stay on the reservation. You can fish on the reservation, but nowhere beyond that. So the tribes sued the state after many demonstrations and fish-ins and civil rights struggles that were engaged in to demonstrate that we had this right. Many people know the late Billy Frank Jr., who was jailed 43 times for fishing on the river that his family had been on for thousands of years. So this all culminated in a legal case called United States versus Washington, or the Bolt decision. So when that case went to court, Judge Bolt realized that there was a contract between the tribes and the United States. The state of Washington was violating that. He ruled that the tribes are entitled to 50% of the harvestable salmon available in Puget Sound, and said, well, the tribes need to be at the table too, and declared them as co-managers with the state. So the tribes have a seat at the table with the state, federal government, other states, with Canada, in determining these seasons and how salmon are harvested. So those people are new to this area, to our usual custom fishing area around central Puget Sound and the Salish Sea. Just like to say welcome, and hope that you'll consider our traditions and values and the way you adapt to living here, and just try to do as little harm as we can to our environment by having responsible growth management in our area, and addressing issues around vessel traffic in the Puget Sound, and protecting our orcas, protecting our salmon runs, and getting our communities to talk about these issues regarding protecting rivers and from logging and development that invades the buffers that are needed to protect those salmon runs.